The Scandinavians, better known as Vikings, arrived in England in the 8th century, more precisely around 793. By the middle of the 9th century, they were settled mainly in Kent and East Anglia and created what we know as the Danelaw, which is the area in eastern and northeastern England. This settlement influenced the English language and mainly the name of the places of Viking origin. In this presentation, I will explain the impact that the Scandinavian language left on the English language. Seen in class, the most influential languages in the development of the English language are Celtic, French, Latin, and Scandinavian. According to María Ángeles Ruiz Moneva, in her article A Relevance Theory Approach to the Scandinavian Influence upon the Development of the English Language, what distinguishes the Scandinavian influence upon the English language has been admitted to be the fact that the Scandinavian loans usually refer to ordinary events, things, and circumstances. However, the internal linguistic influences affected the language slower and later in time, although they became very important. It is often stated that whereas the Old English period provides the overall context for the influence to take place, this was to become manifest in the following period. That is to say, the words appeared in the Old English period, but it wasn't until in the Middle English period that the words were established in the vocabulary. Some examples of words that are used in present-day English and that have a Scandinavian origin are words like egg or gift, which in Old English were a and gift. Some of them have a phonological basis to account for the use of Scandinavian forms. The use of plosive versus the affricate phoneme, in pairs such as kissed, chest, skift, shift, etc. Such differences were already important in the Middle English period. The written records in the Scandinavian tongue are relatively scarce. Only a few specific cases provide us with reliable tests to determine the Scandinavian filiation of a word. What seems clear is that many of the Scandinavian loans have been incorporated into the language, which cannot do without them. To give just a few examples, we may mention words such as sky, skin, shirt, skirt, get, give, etc. As can be deduced from the pair shirt, skirt, both the hard and the palatalized sounds may be maintained, but then they give way to different words. Examples such as these testify once more the main feature of the Scandinavian loanwords, their everyday usage, and the fact that even nowadays they are thought of as definite parts of the language. In conclusion, the Scandinavian language has left a lot of loanwords in the English language and has influenced it a lot, however, not during the Old English period. The reason for the slow but consistent influence of the Scandinavian language upon English, according to Ruiz Moneva, are the following. Firstly, the fact that linguistic changes take time to develop, and secondly, there is usually a difference between the oral and the written language, in the sense that the oral language is more unstable and more subject to changes. So, even though the vocabulary appeared in the Old English language, it wasn't until the Middle English period that it was incorporated into the English vocabulary.